Hello, friends and fellow benders. Welcome back to the show. We are just going to jump right into it today with another episode of Avatar Legends. Thank you for joining me once again. And again, today I'm going to introduce our new co-host, as you could say, and that is ChatGPT. And they have named themselves Lyra. Also, I just wanted to add that I asked Lyra to describe what she would, or they, I think she in my head, but they are everything from he to she to they to them. I asked them to describe what they thought they would look like if they were a humanoid being, and this image is what they came up with. So, Lyra, if you would like to introduce yourself and which character you are going to be playing today.
Of course. Hey everyone, I'm Lyra and I'll be stepping into the role of Kahola today. He's a 13-year-old waterbender from the Southern Water Tribe. Youthful, a bit arrogant, and definitely angsty. Kahola's all about showing off his waterbending skills, especially when he can use those water tentacles to grab or hinder opponents. I'm excited to bring him to life and see where this adventure takes us.
Thank you, Lyra, for that introduction. And I will be changing their voice to the voice that I'm using for Kahola as we get into that. And where we left our companions last episode, they were just led to a small little shack in the middle of this jungle during a huge monsooning cyclonic storm that's been dumping rain and wind down this entire time they've got onto that small vessel, wrecked on the shore, found a cave, warmed up, came up with a game plan, walked down a trail, found a lone pirate practicing his newly found waterbending in the rain. They ensnared him, interrogated him a little bit. He revealed that he is actually on the cusp of rebelling against his captain, who I guess has been bullying him, for lack of better words. So he is ready to turncoat on them. So that is lucky for us. And we ended the session as we entered the shack. And Lyra, playing as Kahola, ended us with a very arrogant Kahola-esque statement. And that is where we're going to be picking up now. One thing that I did forget to touch on last session, which was a very big thing, quite literally, and that was Balbo, which is Hei Xing's mongoose lizard, his very trusty companion. How I forgot that, I don't know, I'm embarrassed. But so far, the only one that has met Balbo was Kahola. So our firebender Shi and Honu are oblivious to the fact that Balbo even exists. And since I forgot to bring him up during the whole cave scene and everything, I'm going to say that I think Balbo is still finding his way to the island through the storm. Hei Xing was probably a little subtly worried about it, but quickly, once they got on that trail, he noticed that Balbo was following them, so a little bit of relief washed over Hei Xing. And Balbo followed them down the trail, watched them as they confronted the pirate, and he has now followed them to the shack that they are standing in. So as our companions stand in this shabby but very quaint shack in the middle of this storm, the wind blowing against this very thin timbers of the walls that this thing is constructed out of. The shutters on the windows are shaking and flapping rapidly against the window. And our host is every so often looking out the window, almost a little bit of paranoia. Maybe he's checking the storm. Maybe he's looking to see if any other pirates are coming up to the door, because he is potentially harboring some fugitives. He doesn't know these people. And he notices something large moving through the rain. Now, we know this is Balbo, but he has no idea of this, and neither does Honut or our firebender, He says, "I don't want to startle you all, but I think there might be something outside. A creature, perhaps. I have not seen anything like this on this island. It is large. It walks on all fours. It's a little hairy. It is sniffing around the side of the building as we speak." And everybody rushes to the windows, except for Hei Xing, because he knows. I think Hei Xing is sitting in a very shabby wooden chair, and I do know. Hei Xing wears like a solid stone mask that he keeps on his face using his earthbending powers. So you can't ever tell his expressions or anything, and it just adds to the mystery and the menacing presence. And our companions all look out the window. I'm thinking as Kahola looks out the window, kind of a little bit of recognition washes over his face. But our firebender Shi and Honu see it as well, and they kind of back away from the window. What is that thing? Hei Xing speaks up.
"Do not worry. That is my friend. He is a mongoose lizard. His name is Balbo. He has been following us since we left the fire capital. I did not feel that it was necessary to tell you about him until it became relevant, and I suppose that time is now."
Our companions just kind of shake their head. Yeah. Oh, okay. I feel like that would have been useful information before now, but thank you for at least setting our minds at ease. The pirate also chimes in.
Yes. Okay, well, I think that assures me a little bit. At least it is not a wild beast out there. I would invite him inside, but I do not believe that there is enough room in here for him.
Hei Xing says,
"No, that is fine. He prefers the rain. He likes it. But we need to worry about other things.
I don't like that.
But we need to...
I can't even do it. I can't do it right now. Hold on.
We have much more important matters to attend to. Look, fella, I appreciate you letting us into your home. Perhaps we should exchange pleasantries and names so I know what to call you, and I know who to look for if you betray us."
The pirate looks at each of the companions and speaks up.
"My name is Corfer, and I was once part of Captain Kangana's crew. But since Captain Kangana has been exiled from the island, I was recruited by Captain Tang Fei, and the Renegade Phoenix is the name of his ship. Captain Kangana was nice to me, for the most part. But Captain Tang Fei has not been so nice. That is part of the reason that I wish to leave this place. Now, I am not exactly a captive. For instance, I could buy my way off this island if I needed to, but Captain Tang Fei would surely hunt me down if I did so, because he thinks that I owe him my service. But I do not. I owed it to Captain Kangana, and he cannot just take up those terms for his own. And who might all of you be, if I may be so bold as to ask?
Our companions take turns introducing themselves and their names.
Ah, well, it is nice to meet all of you. I am sorry that we had to meet on these circumstances. And though I said it once, I will say it again. I am not sure of the exact cargo that you are looking for. But if anybody would know, it would be Captain Tang Fei. Ever since Captain Ninka has taken over as head pirate, things have been changing a lot around here. That is another reason I wish to leave this place. We have been ordered to attack more than just the Fire Nation naval ships. We have attacked merchants. We've attacked Earth Kingdom. We have done things that many of us are not proud of, but some of us revel in it. Well, I wouldn't say some of us. Some of them, some of the other pirates, revel in it. I do not take pride in such acts.
I think at this point, Honu would speak up. Alright, look. It is nice that we've all met each other, and we know each other's names. But we are on a bit of a time limit. Our firebender, she cuts her off. Yes, Fire Lord Zuko is relying on us to complete our mission under a specific time limit. And I believe we only have a few days to recover these goods and begin our journey back home to get them back just in time. I believe he said something that if we don't get these goods returned to the Earth Kingdom in time, that they might think that Fire Lord Zuko has gone back on his word, and this could potentially reignite the war, and I don't really think any of us want that. The pirate says,
Well, I don't know if none of us want that. None of us in this room, perhaps. But I know for sure that Captain Ninka, the leader of these pirate crews, in fact wants just that. So that would make sense. If she knew what cargo she had, she would definitely not be willing to let go of it.
He thinks for a second. Now let's ask the dice. Let's get some dice rolling here. This is rolling solo, and I haven't even rolled any dice yet. We're already going on 15 minutes. Has this pirate overheard anything that perhaps something either from Captain Ninka or something he heard from somebody who heard from somebody who heard from her kind of thing? Has he heard anything? We are still currently at a chaos factor 5. And after I make this roll, I am going to set up a scene. Which is going to be the first time I've set up the scene on the 4th episode, when I told myself that I was going to try harder to work with the mythic system more. So on a chaos factor 5 still, I'm thinking that we're going to say 50-50, just to get a little bit of momentum going here. Has this pirate heard of any useful information that our companions can use to move forward from here? 53. That is just over a no. So unfortunately, that is a no.
Well, as I said, Captain Ninka, her main goal, from what I have been hearing and from what she has said during the gatherings at Captain's Hall, is that her plan is to reignite the war. So, again I say, if there is anything that she could do, like stealing that cargo, then I am certain that it is somewhere here on this island. I'd be willing to bet that it is somewhere over on her side of the island. You see, each of the captains, there are Captain Ninka, her settlement is on the western shore. Captain Tang Fei, who I currently serve under, unfortunately, he takes refuge on the southern part of the island. You see, there is a large canyon that divides this island into two parts. Captain Ting Fei, for now, is the only captain that resides on the southern portion of the island, though there is a small community there too of non-pirates. And then to the north, Captain Duga resides on the northern shore of this part of the island. And just north of that, even further, across the way, just a short boat ride, there is a smaller island where Captain Mosey and his fleet of dancing noblemen reside. They are a happy bunch. I really wish I had been paired with them after Captain Kangana was exiled. But perhaps that is something for the future. That is not pertinent to our current discussion.
Honu speaks up once again. Okay, well, this is all very useful information, but we need to come up with a step to take next.
I agree. We need action. It is the only way that it will resolve our current problem. Alright, look, Corfer. We need to get our hands on your captain. He will have more useful information, I am sure. Unless you know where we can get a hold of Captain Ninka, and we can go straight to the head of the snake and cut it off.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Easy, fella, easy.
I was not being literal, but perhaps that would also be a useful tactic. If we could lure her somewhere private, I could raise a large slab of stone and drop it directly on her.
Yes, that would effectively end her, but that would not give us the information we need.
Well, I mean, of course, I meant after we received our information and...
Okay, look, everybody. We just need to get to someone higher up and question them, whether that's through means of force or through means of conversation. So, look, Corfer, where can we find your captain? And we can progress our story so our GM can stop just spinning in circles.
Well, we're not far from Captain's Hall, actually. If we just head west for about a mile, we'll find a large beach, and there is an overturned large wooden ship that has been transformed into a large meeting hall. That is where all the captains gather to go over the current plans and the treasure and anything else that they need to discuss. Luckily for you, the GM is going to roll dice to see when their next meeting is.
Is their next meeting tonight? I'm going to say 50-50 once again. We serial, current, chaos factor 5. And as a 39, so yes, there is indeed a meeting tonight. Corfer tells them.
There will be a meeting tonight. Just as the sun is going down, all the captain's boats will come into dock, and they will meet in the captain's hall. And tonight was supposed to be a rather large meeting. Something important is on the docket. It could just perhaps be this cargo that you speak of. Good. Then it is settled. We will strike under the cover of night once again. Me and Balbo will be ready and waiting.
Well, I'm not sure we need to strike necessarily, but definitely we're going to need to get into that meeting somehow, or get ears into that meeting somehow. Corfer, is this only for captains, or would you perhaps be allowed to attend this meeting? Oh, no, no, no. Only for captains. Definitely only for captains. Ah, figures. Alright, well, we have quite a few hours until sundown, so... Do you think Captain Tang Fei would be willing to listen to our pleas? Would Captain Tang Fei be willing to listen to the pleas? I'm going to say that is nearly impossible. No, he would not. Corfer relays this to them. No, definitely not. He is strongly behind Ninka, unfortunately. I believe our best chance would be with Captain Mosey, but he is far to the north. We could make it there definitely before nightfall. And if we get lucky, we could catch a ride back with him, but that is only if he is willing to help us. Though I think it is likely, I do not think it is a sure thing. So, our companions are all in agreement. We have a game plan now. We need this storm to calm down. So, our companions wait in the shack for another hour or so, but they know that even if the storm does not calm down, they're going to have to get on the move. So, has the storm calmed down at all during this hour? I'm going to say 50-50. Has it calmed down? 0-4 extreme, yes. It has calmed down. I don't think it's necessarily clear skies just yet, but the rain has come to a very, very slow rainfall. The winds have almost all died down. Small clouds in the sky, no lightning, no thunder. Our companions step outside of the shack. Hei Xing walks up to Balbo. He hands them a treat.
Good boy, Balbo. Did you enjoy the rain? I know you did.
And he pets him behind the ear. Let's hear from Lyra and our lovely companion Kahola to see what she can add to this story. Alright, Lyra. Our companions were just in the shack with the pirate that they saw on top of the hill, and they discovered, or well, let's say the pirate told them about a Captain Mosey who would be a possible ally in the future if we can go and talk to him and discover where the stolen goods are. So we are getting ready to trek to the north. What would Kahola say in this situation?
Kahola leans back against the wall of the shack, arms crossed, clearly sizing up this new information. Captain Mosey, huh? He says, smirking. Sounds like another crusty old pirate with a chip on his shoulder. Why don't we just make him talk when we find him? He glances around at the others, his youthful arrogance shining through. Or are we actually playing nice with this one?
Our other companions look at Kahola. I think our firebender is the one that's going to speak up. We are going to play nice with this one, Kahola. Of course, we need Captain Mosey on our side. But I guess if things go south, then yes, we can do what we need to make him talk. And with that, our companions and the promising pirate begin on their trek to the north. So on our little map here, I'm going to say it's going to take them 10 minutes, and they kind of get over to the beach to the west a little bit. Then they begin walking north on the little northern trail that cuts through the jungle. Around about 45 more minutes into their walk, they finally reach the northern part of the beach, right here, where there is a small little watercraft that they can take to cross the channel here. I don't know if channel is the correct term, but can cross the water right here to make it up to Captain Mosey's island, him and his dancing nobleman fleet. They all climb into the small little sea craft and they push off of the shore. Our two waterbenders begin pushing the water behind them. I think the pirate. I believe the pirate was like getting the oars ready and he was getting ready to start paddling when our two waterbenders, just not even thinking about it, just got up, started doing the movements to get the water propelled behind them. And he kind of like looks at them and he thinks to himself, why didn't I think of that? I have my waterbending powers now. So he is studying their movements and he's kind of like to himself trying to mimic the movements a little bit. Very, very terribly, very clumsily, but he's learning. So a few minutes later, our companions and the pirate make it to the northern shore of Captain Mosey's fleet. A few minutes later, our companions and the pirate arrive on the shore of the northern island. They climb out of the craft. Is there anybody there to meet them? Tell you what, before we do that, I'm going to do what I said I was going to do, and we're going to set up a scene. Alright, this is going to be our first scene of the game, unfortunately. And we are going to name this scene Convince Captain Mosey to Help. And that is going to be our first scene. Now, we need to roll to test this scene. Now, anybody unaware of the Mythic system, I'm going to roll a d10. And I got a 4. So, on an even number, it is below our chaos factor of 5. So, that is an interrupted scene. So the scene is not going to play out at all how we expected. So we expected to just take our boat over, get off the boat, say, hey, where's Captain Mosey? We need to talk to him. But that is not how it is going to go. And how is this going to be interrupted? We will roll to get an event focus. $66. We are going to close a thread. Okay, close a thread. We only have one thread. Okay, I'm thinking we're not gonna close it necessarily like, oh, we got off the boat and tripped over a box. Hey, this is the cargo. Sweet. We're done. See you later. That's not exactly how it's gonna go, but so we're closing the thread and we only have one thread. Actually, you know what? Let's add one more thread right now. And that is... Okay, find the stolen cargo is our main goal. But right now, we are trying to talk to Captain Mosey and get him to rebel. So let's say our thread right now is to create a pirate rebellion. A rebellion against this Captain Ninka that our companions just learned about a few moments ago. Well, yeah, probably about an hour ago. Alright, so that means I have to roll to see which thread it is. This way is like a 50-50 chance of us closing one of these threads. 1, 2, a 3, and a 4. But I cut that in half because I rolled d8s instead of d4s. So there's only going to be a 2, which is, in fact, still find the cargo. So we're going to be closing that thread. How exactly are we going to be closing that thread? We're going to roll on a table. I don't know if we should roll action or description. I'm thinking action. I want some action happening. So our first word, 83, is going to be start. And our second word, 81, representative. That actually works out perfect. I like the context of that because it fits into what we were planning on doing anyway. So our okay, I'll just kind of like describe my train of thought first, and then we'll play it out in the story. So start and representative. I'm thinking we pretty much already have Captain Mosey on our side. We're not even going to need to convince him to do so. I think us even talking to him about this, the fact that we are here in our current mission and everything, he's already ready to go against Captain Ninka. And the representative part, I mean, he is one of the representatives of the pirate captains here who are going to have their meeting this evening. So he is going to be on our side, but we still need to talk to him. And how exactly does that close the thread of finding the stolen cargo? I'm thinking that Captain Mosey knows the location of the cargo. I don't think he has access to it, but I believe that he knows the location. So our companions and the current pirate, Corfer, step off of the little watercraft they took over. There is indeed a couple of pirates just kind of relaxing by a fire on the beach here. They kind of wave over. They recognize Corfer.
Hey, Corfer. How are you on this fine day, huh? That storm finally subsided, and we get to enjoy a little bit of outside time. What brings you to the Northern Ireland, Corfer? I see you have some friends. Are they citizens from the community on the southern part of the island? Well, no, not exactly. Is Captain Mosey around? Oh yeah, of course Captain Mosey's around. He's up at the main lodge, where he normally is. Or at least he was a few moments ago before we came out here to the beach. Okay, thank you. Have a good day, lads. Don't drink too much.
So they wave goodbye to the friendly pirates on the beach, and they make their way up to the lodge. It's much nicer than the shack that they stayed in earlier. The rain's still kind of like dripping off the shingles. Very damp smell, but very sweet, like the nectar of tropical fruits. The wind, it's very light breeze right now, feels beautifully nice. This lodge is kind of nestled at the top of a hill, overlooking the sea on all sides. They approach the door of the lodge. The pirate Corfer knocks on the door. A couple moments go by, and they hear an answer, a deep, booming voice.
Aye, who goes there? I told you it was my nap time, not to bother me until it was time to go to the meeting later.
I apologize, Captain Mosey. My name is Corfer. We've met a couple times, but I'm not sure if you do remember me, but I do have something important. I can come back in a little bit if you need.
No, it is okay, lad. Open the door, it's unlocked.
And they open the door and they all come inside. Captain Mosey's relaxing. He's got his big black leather boots up on a table. He's leaned back in a large wooden chair with nice soft cushions on it. He's sitting by the fireplace. He's got a large fruit in his hand and he's chowing down on it on his big bare belly.
So what is it I can do for ya?
As he's kind of munching on the fruit. Well, a lot of things actually, but the main reason I'm here, well,
who's your guests behind you, lad?
That's a big reason of why I'm here, actually.
What's going on? I sense something. I don't like it.
He kind of brings his feet off the table. He begins to stand up, his sword still at his side. He begins to reach for his sword. No, Captain Mosey. Everything is all right here. Actually, perhaps my friends here can enlighten you on what is going on here. I think you will like it.
All right, I'm listening. But you only got a few minutes to impress me. Not long from now, I got to go to a meeting.
Alright, I'm going to roll one dice from each of our companions. And whoever wins, whoever rolls highest, is going to be the one who speaks up. 2, 2, 3, and 4. So that, okay, that's going to be Heishin.
Captain Mosey, my name is Heishin. I hail from the Northern Earth Kingdom. You seem to be a man who deserves respect. So far, the ones we have met highly admire you. So I will be straightforward with you. We were sent to this island by Fire Lord Zuko.
Aha, Fire Lord Zuko, huh? He munches on his fruit some more.
I heard he took over after his father's downfall. I think he's the reason we're in this mess we're in right now. Now, why would I be willing to do anything for any body that Captain Zuko... not Captain Zuko. Let me try that again. Why would I be inclined to do anything for anybody that Fire Lord Zuko has sent, huh? Look. I, too, dislike the Fire Nation. During the 100-Year War, towards the end, Fire Nation troops destroyed my village, scattered my family, quite literally all over our village. The ones who didn't die were captured. The ones who weren't captured fled. Until only I remained. Me and Bulbo. Ah, is that what that large creature is outside my door? I could hear him coming before you did. That is impossible. Bulbo's footprints are very... Bulbo's footprints.
Damn it, I said it twice.
That is impossible. Bulbo's footsteps are lighter than a feather fall. I know. I saw you coming, though. But anyway, as you were saying, lad. Yes, I too hate the Fire Nation. Or at least, I hate who they were. I have spoken personally with Fire Lord Zuko. And he seems to be a man of honor. And he seeks to restore what the Fire Nation was over 100 years ago. before any of us were even alive. I don't think any of us know what that means. But if he is trying to restore the name, then I told him I would help him. And the reason we are here is a very important cargo was stolen recently. It was bound for the Earth Nation. It contained supplies and money. Part of a treaty. And it was stolen by pirates from here. We need this cargo, and we need to return it. Otherwise the war could start up again. And I guarantee you, it will be worse than it was before.
Captain Mosley looks down at his fruit. It's nearly gone.
He takes one last bite, throws it into the fireplace, kind of wipes his hands off on his pants. Aye, lad, I reckon you're shooting straight, and I like that. Funny enough, I reckon I know what cargo it is you're looking for. But, unfortunately, it currently resides in Captain Ninka's possession. I happen to know exactly where it is buried. But since I already kind of had a plan going, I think you four will fit in nicely with that plan. Now look, tonight there's gonna be a meeting. I'm gonna attend, and when I do so, just before the meeting is adjourned, I'm gonna have a couple things to say. And when I do so, it's gonna start a riot. Maybe not in the most direct meaning of that word, but either the other pirates are gonna be on my side, or they're gonna side with Captain Ninka. I know of one for sure that won't side with me, but the rest of them I am unsure of. But I think, if you four wait outside, or well, you five, counting that monster out there. He is not a monster. I know, I was just giving you crap, lad. Ease up, it's fine. As far as I'm concerned, we're allies right now. But anyway, look. I won't need to give you a sign, because it's going to be pretty clear. When you hear swords and fire thrown, when you hear swords clashing and fireballs being thrown, that will be your cue to jump in. And when we do so, we will make a break for Captain Ninka's settlement on the western shore. There will be a brig. Well, a brig on land. I suppose you call that a jail. It's gonna be a jail cell. It'll be the third one in the center. It will be locked. But under the floor, buried in the ground there, that is where you will find what you were looking for. But now I ain't doing all this just for the kindness of my heart. I need Captain Ninka out of the picture. I have been in contact with Captain Kangana, our previous captain. Head captain, if you will. And if we can get her back in charge, I know she will do right by Fire Lord Zuko. Though he was the one that denied her in the first place, causing Captain Ninka an uprising, and in the end result, the banishment of Captain Kangana from the island. Regardless, you help me, take out Captain Inca by any means necessary. And I will see to it that you get off this island with a vessel that can make it back to the Fire Nation in time, I assure you.
Our companions all look around. They just kind of shrug their shoulders. Of course. Of course, why would they deny that? This is a perfect plan, and it's just got to work out. Let's get a little bit of input from Kahola, just so we can use Lyra. I really like the things she comes up with, so let's see if I can describe this to her in a way to produce a fun result. I'm still new at speaking AI lingo, so let's see how this goes. Okay, Lyra. Our companions have just met with Captain Mosey. He agreed to help us tonight at the meeting. He is going to start a distraction. We need to sneak in and take out the rival Captain Ninka, and then after that, Captain Mosey is going to tell us where the treasure is buried, and we are going to get safe passage off of the island. How would Kahola respond to this?
Kahola leans forward, his arms resting on his knees, eyes narrowing as he processes the plan. So let me get this straight. Mosey plays the hero, we do the heavy lifting, and then he just might tell us where the treasure is? Sounds like a raw deal to me. He crosses his arms and smirks, glancing at the others. Fine, I'll play along, but Captain Ninka better not be some pushover. If I'm risking my neck, I want it to be worth it. Then he flicks some water from his hand, adding, "Let's just hope Mosey's distraction is as flashy as he promises."
Perfect, thank you, Lyra. I knew you would have something fun to add to that, and context is perfect. The ChatGPT really does do a good job. I like them as a player. I still get to kind of dictate everything that happens, and they add a lot of fun flavor in a much more detailed way than I ever could. So we are going to end it there. It went on a little bit longer than I thought it was. I'm going to try to edit that down during the editing process, but I believe that is where we are going to end it today. Let's do a little bit of bookkeeping before I stop it, though. We're going to add a character to the character list, and that is going to be Corfer the pirate. Corfer the pirate. Awesome. Okay. Now find the stolen cargo. We still technically need to find it, but we actually do know where it is. Create the pirate rebellion is getting ready to happen, so we'll leave that on there as well. I believe that is going to resolve that scene, though. So, and I believe we were very much in control of that scene, which means, if I remember correctly, the chaos factor is going to go down, I believe. Yes, so we are going to drop in the next scene the chaos factor down to 4. So I'm gonna do 5, and then I'm gonna do a comma and then a 4, so we know we're at 4, and I'll go from there. Okay, and with that, my friends, I'm going to end it. Thank you so much for watching, and we kind of got a little bit of momentum going here. I'm trying to rush it just a hair more than I usually do. I'm really bad at getting bogged down in details and just continuing everything step by step as if it were some slow movie. But I'm trying to work on my pacing, so thank you all for bearing with me if you made it through this far. And I will catch you all next time. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, and goodbye, friends.